What is up, guys, and welcome back. Oh, wait. Now that's much better. What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have a player of the month, Harry Kane prediction requirements. We're going to be talking about his prediction requirements, why I think he's going to be player of the month, and yeah, let's get into it. So before we get into it, though, I just wanted to say that was kind of a bit of an intro of me trying to be somewhat funny, not really funny, but like just different. I got my braces off, so that's dope. I might do a separate video on that because it's pretty important and I kind of want to remember it, but like look back at it in a couple years. But yeah, I got my braces off. Today is the 9th, so that's freaking dope. But we're just gonna do a regular video today, so yeah, you guys can get invested in your FIFA 18 investment. So yeah, let's go. So today we're going to start off by saying, why do I think Harry Kane's going to get player of the month? This guy played 8 games and scored 8 games in all of those games. This guy had an amazing month. He scored the most goals out of all the players. I do believe that, of course, Felipe Coutinho as well did score a couple goals. He scored 4 goals and 4 assists. And Firmino, I think, did kind of the same thing. Firmino did a very similar thing. And there's so many candidates, like it's not obvious who's going to win. That's the thing, that's the hard thing. I know Mohamed Salah had 8 goal contributions. He had 7 games, 5 goals and 3 assists. Kane, of course, had 6 games played, 8 goals. Actually, he had 6 games played, not 8 games. Firmino had 7 games played, 6 goals, 2 assists. So Firmino's definitely, it wouldn't surprise me if Firmino or Coutinho are in there. So in my opinion, it's Firmino, Coutinho, or Kane. I'm going to do Kane today because it's the most obvious one. He scored the most goals, and you know what goals get you. Trophies. So to start out by listing Kane's previous clubs, we have about 5 that he has played for. We have Leyden Orient, Millwall, which he was on loan, Norwich, and Leicester City, but his current club, of course, is Spurs. So EA could throw in a curveball here and kind of just say you need 1 player from each of these, and you probably, the only way you're going to link this is either get a bunch of English players. It depends on what the chemistry thing is required, but of course, you probably want to invest in these players for discard, so like 200 to like 800 coins, and these players get some high rated players. And yeah, Leyden Orient, Millwall, Norwich, Leicester, and Spurs. Next, we're probably gonna have an English squad, which is probably going to be 82 to 84 rating. It doesn't. So next, we're probably gonna have an English squad, which is gonna be anywhere from 82 to 84 rated, which will maybe require an inform. I'm not too sure, or a red card. But there's definitely gonna be an English player of the month SBC, in my opinion, which does require a high rated team, so you will need some high rated English players such as Gary Cahill, Jordan Henderson, not Jack Bowen, Joe Hart, Nathaniel Klein, all those guys. You will go have and to pick them up if you guys want to complete that SBC. There will probably also be a just Premier League SBC in general, probably going to require a certain amount of chemistry. Probably it's going to be a bit more difficult, probably going to have like 2 to 3 informs or something. It depends how expensive EA want to make this, but they could go ahead and put like 2 or 3 informs or something like that for the Premier League SBC. So EA could also do an SBC, which I actually saw this SBC, I think it was for the Ibra SBC Player of the Month, I'm not too sure, last year. We could see an SBC where you have to put players that were, you have to put players from the teams that Kane played against, Kane or whoever it is. That's who it could be. So Spurs played against Watford in a 1-1 draw. Stoke City, they beat them 5-1. Brighton 2-0. Man City, they lost 4-1. Burnley 3-0, and Southampton 5-2. So any decent rated players from these kind of teams are good investments. From Stoke, I know they have some decent rated players. So probably like Shaqiri is probably your best bet for that team. Which plays for West Ham. Watford, I mean, who do you have that's really high rated? You have Manchester City, of course. They could put them in there. So that'll be an easy investment because it's cross, because you could get the Premier League one. You can get Raheem Sterling because it's a nice rating. It's a good nation. And then the Manchester City, so that's 3 covered in one. You can get team of the group stage John Stones. That'd be another great one to get any English players from Manchester City that are pretty nice ratings. We could also have another just Spurs SBC in general, where either we haven't seen it since the first player of the month, I believe, but it could just be a full Spurs team, a full 11, and you have to go ahead and submit it. It could be that. We don't know. Do I think it is? Probably not, because I don't think people are going to want this Kane that bad to the point where they're willing to submit a whole Spurs squad. So I don't think EA will do that, but it is a possibility. Or they could just do 3 to 4 players and have it be like 84 to 85 rated or something like that, maybe even a bit lower, because they want people to do the SBC, of course, since Team of the Year is coming up. And then we also could have the player himself. The final SBC could be the player, just the player himself, just Harry Kane. Maybe a special card, maybe just a normal card, and stuff like that. You can go ahead and try and pick up some gold players and low rated rares from the other teams that I mentioned before. That's another good investment. Informs from the Premier League are good investments as well. We have, I guess, Cook, Boric. I know a good one that I've been investing in personally. If you've been watching my Road to Glory, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and check it out, because I show you guys what investments are good for upcoming events. But today we actually invested in a couple of Dejan Lovrens. He's 84 rated. He's a center back from Liverpool, and he's a nice rating. He's only 20,000 coins. I've gotten a bunch for 18,000. I bought some Luis Gustavos for around 23,000. They're very cheap. It's just some good, safe investments. So yeah, guys, this is where I will end the video. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you guys want me to put out 2 videos on, like, let's say Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino and Coutinho player of the month predictions. I mean, they're the same player, but they can have different predictions, you know, because they play for different teams. But just let me know. I will probably have that in the intro, because I don't like saying it at the end of the video, because then some people don't get to the end of the video and they don't let me know. So yeah, guys, just smash that like button, like 10-15 likes on this video. I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day.